the world's most expensive space technology to infinity and beyond. The popular theoretical physicist and cosmologist Lawrence Krauss once quipped that it costs as much to send a probe to Mars as it does to make a movie about sending a probe to Mars. Either way, they're both popular among science and sci-fi lovers, and the costs are truly worth the advancements for humankind and the incredible movies created for our pleasure. In this video, however, the sci-fi aspect is irrelevant. You're about to find out the huge costs of actually blasting off man-made craft to space. And observing the celestial entities that continue to boggle our minds. Here's another surprising video from Wealth Zone. After you've tapped that like button, make sure you're subscribed and the notification bell has been rung. Number 10. Herschel Space Observatory. Estimated cost $1.4 billion. Named after the astronomer Sir William Herschel, the man who discovered the infrared spectrum as well as the planet Uranus, the Herschel Space Observatory was the largest infrared telescope ever launched. Developed by the ESA, the observatory had the largest mirror ever sent into space, 3.5 meters or 11.5 feet in diameter, as well as 3 detectors which had to be kept at temperatures less than 2 degrees above the absolute zero with liquid helium. The very low temperature, colder than space itself, is necessary for the detection of infrared rays. So when the coolant was depleted in late April 2013, Herschel's mission was effectively ended. It was launched in mid-May of 2009, so in the long run of time, it was short-lived. Nevertheless, Herschel's main claim to fame are its discoveries of star formations in our Milky Way galaxy and in galaxies throughout cosmic history, and discoveries of key molecules, among them water, that have made their way from interstellar clouds to burgeoning planetary systems. Number 9. Galileo. Estimated cost $1.6 billion. Named after the illustrious Italian scientist, Galileo began its journey towards the solar system's biggest planet in 1989 and became the first spacecraft to orbit Jupiter in December 1995. As a matter of fact, Galileo orbited Jupiter for almost 8 years and made close passes by all its major moons. Galileo witnessed the massive impact of comet Shoemaker-Levy 9 and also obtained vital information about Jupiter's moons, one of which, Europa, which consists of oceans of water underneath an icy crust and might be our closest planetary neighbor to actually host life. After almost 8 years in orbit, Galileo was destroyed by sending it into Jupiter's atmosphere, so as to not contaminate any of those moons with any microorganisms that may have hitched a ride from Earth. Number 8. Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer. Estimated cost $2 billion. It's been said that its name sounds like something a Hollywood screenwriter made up to sound science-y. But that, besides the point, the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer, known as AMS-02, is a real highly advanced piece of equipment sent into orbit aboard the International Space Station. The brainchild of Nobel Prize-winning physicist Samuel Ting, the AMS-02 is about as sophisticated as anything you'll find in a particle accelerator on the ground. It's designed to detect antimatter and look for signs which could help unravel the mystery of dark matter. By studying dark matter, the riddles of black holes and the beginning of the universe might also be revealed. Number 7. Hubble Space Telescope. Estimated cost $2.5 billion. The space telescope was named after Edwin Hubble, one of the greatest astronomers of the 20th century who revolutionized our understanding of the universe by discovering countless galaxies. The Hubble Space Telescope got off to a bumpy start after being launched into orbit. Unfortunately, the error was on the order of microns, or about 1/15 the width of a human hair. That small measurement might seem insignificant, but it was certainly more than enough of a hiccup to cause a major glitch. To correct the mistake, NASA had to send in astronauts to give it spectacles. From then on, Hubble began functioning basically without a hitch, and during the past 2 decades, it has sent some of the most beautiful images of the universe ever taken. Just recently, scientists realized that it actually captured a supermassive black hole in the heart of our Milky Way galaxy that had never been noticed before. Number 6. Curiosity. Estimated cost: $2.5 billion. It's NASA's largest and most capable rover ever sent to Mars. Although the Curiosity is far from being the first probe sent to Mars, it's definitely the most advanced to ever visit the Red Planet. Its main objectives are to study the planet's climate and geology. In that mission, Curiosity was to provide clues to help us answer one of the main questions in astronomy: is Mars suitable for life? And if not, was it ever in the past? The Curiosity answered the first question. No, Mars is unfortunately not suitable for life. It's a barren wasteland with a dull, dry atmosphere where even sound hardly carries. As for the second question, it's still inconclusive. We're still not sure if Mars ever carried life forms. Nonetheless, exploring the landscape and gathering information is still worth the $2.5 billion investment. Number 5. Cassini-Huygens. Estimated cost: $3.26 billion. It was named after the Italian and Dutch astronomers Giovanni Cassini and Christian Huygens, who added a remarkable amount of data about Saturn. Its creation and launch were facilitated by ESA and NASA, as it launched in 1997 to explore the beautiful gas giant Saturn. It has already sent back vital information. Powered by plutonium, Cassini entered orbit around Saturn after a 7-year journey. It then immediately gathered valuable information about the planet's rings, its atmosphere, and its satellites. On Christmas Day of 2004, the ESA's Huygens probe separated from the main spacecraft and landed on Titan, one of Saturn's moons. This marked the first landing of an object beyond Mars. Number 4. Mir Space Station. Estimated cost: $4.2 billion. Launched in 1986, it was the first modular space station active in outer space. Designed by the Russians, it was named Mir, which means peace. The design was so advanced, the ISS, or International Space Station, also adopted it. It holds the record for largest artificial object in space, the longest continuous human presence in space, and the longest single human spaceflight. Without the Mir, the International Space Station wouldn't be what it is today. The Mir remains one of the greatest achievements of the Soviet space program. Number 3. Apollo Space Program. Estimated cost: $110 billion. It has been called the greatest achievement in human history. The Apollo missions brought 24 people to the moon, 12 of whom touched the surface, and to this day still remains the most ambitious expedition ever undertaken. From the first ever flight, the Apollo program kicked off in the 1960s, and in July 1969, Apollo 11 astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first people to moonwalk. Well, not that moonwalk. You know, the meaning is to step foot on the moon. Number 2. International Space Station. Estimated cost: $150 billion. When thousands of people from different countries work together, they can pull off feats of astounding results. In this case, out-of-this-world achievements, literally. The International Space Station is probably the greatest accomplishment for mankind's space manifest destiny. It's the largest artificial object in space, bigger than a football field, and it can even be seen with the naked eye if the conditions are right. It offers unique conditions for conducting all sorts of scientific experiments, as well as for studying the effects long periods of time spent in space have on humans, which is vital for our quest to colonize the Moon, Mars, and the outskirts of our solar system. Number 1. Space Shuttle Program. Estimated cost: $209 billion. The Space Shuttle was the first orbital spacecraft designed for reuse, as opposed to rockets, which were discarded after each flight. It consisted of an external tank, 2 external boosters, and the iconic orbiter vehicle, which is one of the most recognizable machines ever created. Developed during the 1970s, its main objectives were to launch satellites and serve as an orbiting science laboratory. Its crews repaired and improved other spacecraft, such as the Hubble Space Telescope. The shuttle also flew missions for the military. On its later missions, the space shuttle was mostly used to work on the International Space Station. When it comes to big boys and their big toys, investing in space equipment tops the charts. No wonder the richest man on Earth owns one of the best privately owned space agencies in the world. Like what you see? Comment down below. Hit that like button and subscribe to Wealth Zone. There's plenty of videos touching various fields that all revolve around wealth, so be sure to take a look at these other videos from Wealth Zone.